we're going to talk about percent of change, and that means how much does it change? What percent does it change? So if something is changing like an amount, it can go up and it can go down. So if it goes up, then that is percent increase because it's going up, it's increasing. An example is markup. If something is marked up in price, that's a percent increase. An example of this would be when a store marks up a price, a markup, that is an example of a percent increase. Then we have if something goes down, that is percent decrease. An example of that would be like a markdown, like a sale. We all like sales, right? Okay. Now we actually have a specific way to figure out what the percent of change is. And what that is we have a formula, a proportion we would set up. And that's going to be where we have change over original equals percent over 100. So change is referring to the amount that something changed over what it was originally. So let's do some examples so that this all makes sense. Laura's family was at Best Buy looking for a TV for the game room. They found one that was originally priced at $625 and was on sale for $500. What is the percent of change? Okay, well, first of all, we need to decide, is this a percent increase or percent decrease? It was originally $625, and then it's on sale for $500. So the price went down, so that is a percent decrease. So our formula is change over original equals percent over 100. So I need to figure out what was the change. Well, how much did it change? It changed $125. Over what was the original price? $625. Then we're always going to have 100 here, and the X is what we're looking for. We're looking for the percent. So one thing you could do is cross products if you'd like to. What I could do is 125 equals 100. Times 100 is 125 with 2 zeros, so 12,500 equals 625x. Now I have an equation that I can easily solve. So I'm going to divide both sides by 625. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on my calculator to make life easy. And I am going to get 20. So what that means is that it was a 20% decrease in price. So that means basically it was on sale, it was 20% off. Okay, let's do another problem. Blake Shelton's new album was listed on iTunes for $12. Yesterday, it went on sale for $9. What was the percent of change? So I know I'm going to have change over original equals percent over 100. So first of all, I need to figure out how much did it change. Well, it was $12 and now it's $9. So how much did it change? $3. And what was the original? 12. And then I want to know the percent, and a percent is out of 100. It's a lot easier just to go ahead and simplify that to 1/4. And then what are you doing from 4 to 100? Times 25. So I'm going to do times 25 here. And I'm going to get 25%. So that's a 25% change. Did it go up or down? The price dropped, so that's going to be a 25% decrease. The Apple company at the mall is hiring new employees and went from 50 employees to 72. What's the percent of change? So I know I'm going to do change over original equals percent over 100. And I know that it was originally 50 and it went to 72. So I need to know how much did it change. So I'm going to subtract that. And it changed 22 by 22 employees. And the original was 50. And then this is going to be X over 100. Okay. I can see that right here from 50 to 100 is times 2. So I'm going to multiply that by 2. And I'm going to get 44. So X equals 44. So that's 44% increase because it was originally 50 and it went up. So that is a percent increase. Okay, in Kansas, gas prices went up from $2.50 per gallon to $2.75 per gallon. What was the percent of change? Okay, so I need to know how much it changed. So it was originally $2.50. So since that's what the original price was, I can go ahead and put that right here. And then it went up to $2.75. So how much did it change? It changed by 25 cents. Okay, so since it went up, I already know it's going to be a percent increase. And I know this is 100 and this is X. So I can go ahead and do cross products. I can do it several different ways. So one way I know is that 100 times 0.25 would be 25 equals 2.5x. And then I'm going to go ahead and solve the equation by dividing both sides by 2 5/10. And that will get me x equals 10. So what that means is that I had a 10% increase in price. Okay, your business is expanding. You need to add 7,000 square feet to the existing build. The building is currently 17,500 square feet. What is the percent of change in the square footage? Okay, so I know, now this one's trickier because you need to make sure we're paying attention to what's going on. I'm going to add 7,000 square feet. So that means that is the change. Okay, so my change is going to be 7,000 because I'm adding 7,000 feet. So I know it's also a percent increase, right? The original is 17,500 equals X over 100. Now you can go about it, of course, several different ways. Okay, I can go ahead and do cross products. If I did that, I'm going to get 7,000 with 2 more zeros equals 17,500x. And then I could set it up that as an equation and divide. And when you do this, go ahead and use the calculator, make it easy. And when you do that, you're going to get 40. So that means there is a 40% increase in square footage. Land prices are rising in Huntsville. In 2010, the price of land was $6,000 per acre. In 2018, the price of land is $9,000 per acre. What is the percent of change? So I know it's going to be 100 is going to go here. So first of all, what was my original? 6,000. And then it went up to 9,000. How much did it increase? $3,000. So that means that's going to go right here. And, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You know what I notice? I notice that that is 1/2. So what's the percent? 50%. So there is a 50% increase in the price per acre. Anne works in a supermarket for $10 per hour. If her pay is increased to $12, then what is her percent increase in pay? So her original was $10 and it went to $12. So be careful not to put 12 on there. The up here is the change, and that's 2. And then I'm looking to see what the percentage is. Okay, so I'm going times 10 here. So I can just multiply by 10 there. And I'm going to get 20. So that means X equals 20% increase. Okay, we're going to do one more together. Sarah was struggling in math and started going to a math tutor named Mrs. Schuler, who was cooler because Schuler is cooler. She noticed her math test scores went from a 25% to a 75%. What was the percent of change in her scores? Now, this one can be a little bit confusing because we have a percent and a percent, and we want to know a percent, but this is her grade is basically a 25 and then a 75. So we need to make sure we don't just, oh, I know what that is. So 25% was her original, right? Then it increased. What was the change? The change was 50 because 75 minus 25 is 50. And I want to know what percent that is. So if I have, this is times 4, so I'm going to do 50 times 4. And that's going to be 200. So yes, her grades had a 200% increase. So that's a big improvement. All right. I want you to do the next page on your own. Go ahead and try these on your own.